Hi everyone, this is Tommy from Studio Ultra Mega with another Operation Battle Ready tutorial, Episode 23, Rusty Iron. We're going to start with a little thinned out black and brown, and essentially we're base coating this entire surface except for the deepest parts, the pit marks, some of the little cuts and gouges in it. We're going to leave primer black. Now we're going to start laying down a 50-50 mix of black and brown and rust brown. Also nicely thinned, and we're keeping it to the edges and kind of feathering it in to our black and brown. Now we are going to begin laying in pure rust brown from Reaper, and again we're clinging to our edges and feathering it into the previous layer. Each layer gets of course progressively smaller, so you can still see some of that layer underneath poking out. Now we're going into a layer of straight Mars orange from Scalecolor. Take a look here. You'll notice as I'm painting this thing, I'm only blending in one way. I'm not doing soft blends on every edge. If you look towards the inside sharp edge of that scythe, the blend all comes from the top down in towards the edge. It's not even fade all the way around the blade. This adds dimension to it. It creates shadow. It's going to make the bottom of the blade look darker, even though there's all sorts of lighting effects going on. Now we're doing a layer of Mars orange mixed with 50-50 with Scalecolor Graphite. Now we're going to take some pure graphite and we're just going to hit some of the hard edges on the corners and kind of feather them into the rest of the highlight. This is going to make those corners and points and jagged little tips focal points. So that wraps up that Sith blade, and now we're going to address some of this chainmail, and really it's the exact same process with the exact same colors. The technique is a little closer to dry brushing, but I never totally dry brush. I'm never completely cleaning off that brush. I roll it on a wet paper towel just so it's kind of the bare minimum, but that it's still wet so you don't get that scratchy dry brush look. This particular process has a lot of utility. I end up doing a lot of infinity bases in this rusty metal, anything inside an old spaceship, the tactical junk that a lot of the troopers are standing on, as well as weapons for undead or your barbaric armies that are known to keep their equipment badly. Nurgle, this works great for Nurgle stuff too. As we bring this tutorial to a close, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our patrons at Patreon that make these videos possible. And if you found this tutorial useful, I hope you will like and subscribe.